Hello and welcome. I appreciate you guys joining me again tonight. It is the last night of our three-part series for being comfortable in your skin. So we have had some delightful conversations the past couple nights. I do hope that you have enjoyed it as much as I have. Um, the first night we talked about who I am. So it was all about you getting to know me as your host. Last night we talked about the difference between vanity and confidence. And tonight we're talking about confidence that breaks barriers. So I hope that you stay tuned to the end with me tonight, because at the end of tonight I will be announcing the winners of our Easter basket giveaway. Yes, I did say winners. I decided to include another little basket, and you'll know why when I make the announcement at the end of the night. So if you're just joining me, go ahead and like and share this video. So tonight we're talking about confidence that breaks barriers and why that is important. So my focus tonight mainly focuses on those of us that are in platforms or businesses that puts us in the eye of the public. And it is a different space to be. If you're not in that place to where you're serving the public or you own a business, then you can still get a benefit from tonight's video, because no matter what, no matter where we go or what we do, someone always knows us. It is a small world. They either know us or they know somebody who knows us or somebody from our town. And I know you've been in those kind of situations to where you're traveling 100 miles, 1,000 miles across the states, and you're always asked, where are you from? Now me, thinking back 30 years ago, I used to be embarrassed or ashamed because I thought this little town I lived in had such a reputation that I just didn't want to be the girl from Hugo. So I don't feel the same way now, because I love my community. I love my town. I love where I'm from. And I'm excited that when I go places and I'm asked, where are you from? I'm from Hugo, Oklahoma, no doubt. No doubt. Born and raised. And so it's just exciting to have that confidence in who you are and in your hometown. Nevertheless, we know that when we are put in a platform to where we're serving the public, or when we're put in a public's eye, that also means we're on the front line for critics. We're on the front line, guys, and there are things that we have to prepare for so that we won't be blindsided when these things happen. Because trust me, if you're in the public's eye and if you're known, a lot of times, just like me this day and time, there's been a disconnect between who I am now and who I used to be. And with that being said, I've been disconnected from people that used to know me over the years. So when people see you, they don't see you for who you have evolved into. When they see you as they remembered you, right? So it takes a certain amount of confidence to be prepared to handle those kinds of situations, right? So the first point I wanted to talk about when it talks about confidence that breaks barriers, we want to talk about what it takes when your past comes knocking at your door. Because trust me, it's going to come knocking. If you have unresolved past issues that you just move from location to location without confronting those issues of your past, they're going to come up again. Social media makes it so convenient for people to connect with you. So when we're streaming social media, these people come across our profiles and they want to connect. So what do you do if you have connections that are coming up that lead to unresolved issues that, we haven't necessarily dealt with? So we have to have a confidence. We have to have a self-discipline. We have to know that we know who we are. We can't resort or resolve back to that old nature or those old familiar things. Because like many of us, and I know I'm connected to an awesome group of women, many of us are moving forward. And a lot of times we're moving forward together, and we're going into territory that none of us ever assumed that we will be going in that territory. We never dreamed. So our purpose and our destiny is leading us into places that, it's great things. So what happens when we get somewhere and our past is there waiting, knocking at the door? We have to stand firm on who we are. We have to stand firm on the values and the beliefs that we have come accustomed to, and just be prepared on how we're going to address these issues when they come. I think about my dear friend Danielle, who is a politician now. Not only that, but a veteran. And we know sometimes how complex politics can get. And I worry about, people starting to find fault in you and try to dig up your past and things like that. But one thing I think that I can stand firm on and believe and trust, that she is preparing herself, and she has a team of people with her that is helping to prepare her for things that could possibly come up, right? And I use her as an example, and I don't believe that she minds, but this is so true for all of us. Everybody doesn't support where you are going in life, right? Everybody doesn't support you. There's some people that still wants to see you as you were 20 years ago. And maybe it's because they haven't made much progress in those 20 years. So maybe they think, since they have that mindset still that they had 20 years ago, that you ought to be there with them and not progressing forward. So you have to be prepared that as you advance in life, you have to have a certain confidence within yourself that you're going to pick up on the signs of those who are designed to go with you, and those that you are to be cordial and leave them in the place where they are. Everybody that pops up does not necessarily fit on the path in which you are going. And so you have to have enough confidence to protect yourself, stand firm on your beliefs, your ethics, and your value, and be able to close the door on past issues that you may not have been prepared for or ready to deal with, right? So once you seal the deal, you eliminate that barrier in your life. Because oftentimes, what keeps us from moving forward in the first place is that we've dragged our past along so far into our future that it's beginning to be a hindrance for us. So the only way we can get rid of it and feel good about it is to address it. And we address it on the way up. It's one thing that I found is that when I expose a thing, it no longer has any hold on me. Nobody can tell it like I can tell it. So why not I tell it and we're able to move on, right? Because we know that there are small minds out there. Hey guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Tonight we're talking about confidence that breaks barriers. Please go ahead and like and share this video. And at the end of the video tonight, I'm going to be telling you who our winners are for our Easter basket giveaway. And yes, I did say winners. I did add to the giveaway. And I'll explain why near the end of, before I call the names. Now, my husband Leonard, before he went to bed tonight, he drew the names and stapled them on the baskets. So they are up and ready for you guys. So both of them are delightful, and let's move on. So I address when your past comes knocking at your door. What do? What kind of confidence does it take? And all it takes is when it comes knocking, just already have a plan and be prepared to address those old issues that we may or may not had taken care of. Okay. Also, confidence that breaks barriers is that confidence that we show when unfavorable conditions show up. Now, a lot of times when you see us in the public's eye, running our businesses, and things seem to be going well, we, on the outside looking in, assume that our life must be perfect or everything must be going well. Well, I'm here to tell you that it doesn't work that way, guys. The only thing that sets me apart from anyone else is that I am certain in who I am. And I am certainly aware that no matter what I set out to do in life, life goes on and life is going to happen. I've never been one that is a big complainer. I've never been one that have such a huge circle to where I'm just outpouring all of everything that is going on with me. I've always been a very personal person, and I've always kept my circle small. And I think this is what helps keep me grounded when I'm faced with unfavorable conditions, right? And sometimes on my platforms, when I'm speaking or I'm in a conference or a women's meeting or something, sometimes I share those things. I share those things with the women around me so that they can understand that I'm here on this platform, but I'm human just like you're human. And it takes a certain type of confidence to share such intimate details of the things that go on in your life while you're working to build on your platform and to continue to press forward and not get discouraged. A lot of times when unfavorable things come our way, maybe something happened with the kids, maybe something happened in our marriages, Maybe we lose a job. Regardless of what goes on, one thing we have to rest assured is that if we could control it, we would. But the thing with unfavorable conditions, a lot of times they're out of our control. That doesn't mean you give up on your focus, your dreams, your destiny, your purpose. That doesn't mean you give up on those things. Because if I hit the wall and I stop, then I'm not breaking down any barriers. But if I hit the wall, then I have to then make a decision. Now I can go over this wall. I can turn to the right and try to find a way around. I can turn to the left and try to find a way around. Or I can go back. I can go back and try to find a different route. Okay? So on your way to living out your dreams and your passions, every day is not going to be favorable. Everything is not going to always go your way. And just because you hit a barrier doesn't mean to give up. That just means that you have to use this creative mind that you were given and begin to learn to problem solve, right? You have to learn to problem solve. And when life continues to oppose you. Now, this is all about rejection. Okay? When you get a no, and you get 100 no's, and you get 1,000 no's, and it seems like you just can't get the yes you're looking for, that doesn't mean that you stop. You have to have a confidence enough in you to know that this is what you were created to do. And if they say no, and they don't leave a path for you, then you go and create a path for yourself. Because I'm one of those, I don't necessarily like to follow the rules. I like to come up with my own rules. I like to create my own path. And life has taught me that. Coming into the no's always seemed like I was always opposed. Seemed like if I thought it a good idea, someone think it not, or somebody try to put a roadblock or a stumbling block in our way. We can't let that stop us. Because what that does, when we take the no's, it begins to impact our mental state. It begins to take a toll on our emotions. And so being told no, then we develop this personality of being avoidant. Anybody know what avoidant is? That means that I just won't try. If I sit here in my little bubble, then I don't have to worry about it. I'll just avoid the rejection, the no's at all costs. The relationship didn't work out, so I'll just sit here and be by myself and be in my own little pity party. Anybody know people that have those avoidant personalities? It's because they have been opposed so much that they've almost lost hope. But what confidence does is says, okay, I've been rejected, I've been told no, but if it's on my mind, then I know that it's meant for me to be. It just won't leave me alone. So I have to find a way. So with that being said, you have to connect with the right kind of people. And when I say the right kind of people, you have to connect with people that know things. People that are where you're trying to go. People that can provide you some insight for when you come against those oppositions or those barriers or those unfavorable positions, or when your past comes knocking. They can encourage you at that point. They can help give you a word to empower you so that you're able to move forward. You don't need somebody to speak negative and to be critical. We have enough of that. We have enough of that around. We have enough people that wants to see us trip and fall. So we don't need that. We need to surround ourselves with other barrier breakers so that when times on me get so hard, I want to be able to go to one of my partners or go to one of my friends or to go to a family member, come to you, come to somebody. And you ought to be at the point to where maybe you're not being hit in the same area I'm being hit in. So you can strengthen me and help carry me past the place to where it's trying to get me stuck. Where it's trying to get me stuck or try to get me to turn off the path in which I'm going. So to have a confidence that breaks barriers, it matters the people that you have around you. It matters. Right? And leadership is so important. And I've said in many videos past, just having a mentor. Because we know that a lot of times we are the ones leading our family and friends. We're the strongest one in our circle. So it takes making those new connections and those other connections and building those alliances and stuff to help us gain the confidence we need to just move a little farther. So it matters the people you are around. So you need to build yourself a small network. Now, we don't need a whole lot of people. A whole lot of people brings confusion. So instead of breaking barriers, you're probably creating one if you keep creating one for yourself if you're keeping too many of them. Everybody can't be trusted, right? And everybody don't have your best interests at heart. So you know these people. You'll feel that kind of connection. You know who you can trust. And that's not to say you're not going to outgrow them along the way, but that's to say that you're learning enough and developing enough along the way so that you're already prepared your mind for how you're going to address these things when they come. It takes persistence to be a barrier breaker. That means you have to press. There is no doubt about it. You have to press past all the critics. You have to press past all those that's telling you you're not going to be nothing. And guys, we don't have to look far to find these things. Because a lot of times they can be in our own household. They can be in our own families. They can be in our own communities. You know, I can't think of many miracles that my Lord and Savior done in his own hometown. A lot of the things that he done was done outside of his hometown. So why be confused because or have a pity party because the people around you that know you most won't give you an opportunity? Somebody out there wants what you have. Somebody out here in this big old world needs what you have. So if you can't do it here, then you have to think creative. Where do they need what you have? Right? So just think about it. Sometimes people in our hometowns know too much about us. Right? So a lot of times that's why it seems like they don't want it. But that's not to stop you. In order to be a barrier breaker, you have to go and do what you have to do in spite of what they say. You have to be persistent. And that's why connections are so important. They are so important. Passionate. You have to be passionate about what you do. If you're passionate about what it is that you do, or what you're trying to accomplish, then there's a certain confidence that comes with that nothing else matters, right? I'm passionate about what I do. What I'm doing here, talking to you, and what I've written in my book, and the education that I'm getting to advance my platform, and the speaking and teaching my kids in the community, that is something that I'm passionate about. That is something that I feel good about. So with that being said, just that passion alone and believing that I'm doing what I was destined to do is a confidence that breaks all kind of barriers. Because at this point, I believe that my message is for somebody. It's not for everybody. But you're not going to hurt my feelings that you don't want to hear my message. Because I have enough confidence that if you hear my message, there's something in that message that resonates with you. And if it's for you, it's for you. And it's going to make a difference in your life. Because I'm passionate about this. I'm concerned about your destiny and making you better and helping you and giving you the resources so that you're better. So I have a certain confidence, and it breaks down barriers. So it doesn't hurt my feelings, or I don't take it personal when I say something or I have a message that everybody doesn't want to hear. Everybody is not going to want to hear it, guys. Everybody is not going to cheer you on. Everybody is not going to be for you. But you have to have that passion for whatever it is that you do. You have to know that what you're doing, it's not to impress someone, but it is that you're living your purpose. Okay, I appreciate you guys joining me. I see several of you logging on, and that is so awesome. We're just about finished here tonight. We're talking about confidence that breaks barriers. You have to know your purpose. When you know your purpose, then there is a confidence within that you're not second guessing why you're here or what you're doing. And a lot of times we think in our small minds that it's about the numbers. It's not about the numbers. And that's where so many people get discouraged. If your business is to help women feel beautiful, if your business is to write a book, if your business is photography, whatever it is, it should be aligned with your purpose in life. So in spite of whatever comes your way, you know that this is your purpose when you'll do it, even if you're not compensated for what it is that you do. You know that you will do this up until you take your last breath. That's how you know it is in your purpose. So there is a resilience with that. That is a confidence that exceeds any barrier that I could ever think would try to stop us. Right? So knowing your purpose. And I can't tell you the number of people I met that don't know their purpose. They don't have a purpose, or so they say. And those are some dangerous people. It's dangerous to be in this world and not have a purpose, guys. Even if your purpose is just to make a phone call to make somebody else's day a little bit brighter, find yourself doing that. With the times that we're living in now, if you don't know what your purpose is, you can find yourself in a hopeless situation. Doing these lives, this is new for me. But my purpose is to be on a platform and talking with people and help to educate them, empower them, and encourage them. And with the times that we're living in now, I can't go out and do it. But technology has made it so easy, so I had to get creative in a sense so that I can still live out my purpose. So the barrier that was created, I could have let it stop me. But we're talking about a confidence for me to get here in front of this camera and speak to you every night. It broke down barriers, especially in my mind, being so self-conscious, not really knowing who's on the other side a lot of times, and not really knowing what comments are going to come through, and just all kind of things can play in your mind. But like I said, when you know your purpose, it creates a whole nother confidence, and it breaks down those barriers. That helps put me in a place to where now I've gained experience. So when I'm out in the public's eye and actually standing in front of a group of people, that puts me in a better place of being prepared and how to do it. Okay, so I just broke down a mental barrier in my mind. It was all well and good on the days that I had my co-host and my family sitting here with me. But guys, I'm telling you, when I sat here in front of this camera by myself for the first time, I thought my heart was going to beat out my chest. Just sitting here to talk to you, people that I love, people that I appreciate and I honor, just for you being here and taking out time to support me. That encourages me. Your feedback, all of that good stuff. So I know that I broke that barrier in my mind and that I am continuing to follow my life's purpose. Prayer is another thing. Prayer is necessary because it keeps me connected to my spiritual source. So the more that I'm able to focus on Him and be connected to Him and sensitive to His voice, that reassures me that I am breaking barriers. That gives me confidence to know that He's with me. And as long as He's with me, I know that I can do this thing. And one thing that I further have confidence in is that as I grow, the people around me grow, and we're growing together and we're taking on higher heights. And that's important, and that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. We should be so connected to one another that as one of us get a little confidence and get a little stronger, they ought to be able to help us together grow and to develop and be stronger. And that's what it's all about. So prayer does that for us, guys. Because when we're connected to the vine, the living vine, He's not going to steer us wrong. And I also have a confidence in knowing that if I do it and I miss the mark, I do it believing that I'm doing what was in His divine will for my life. And so if I get there and I see that it's not where I need it to be or whatever, then I know to take a different direction next time. It's not to say that I don't take the risk. Because I move at a pace to where I believe that He's leading and He's guiding me. So when I see people and I feel like I need to connect with them, if I get that notion in my spirit, then I act on it. And I know you guys know that I'm not the social butterfly, but I've actually made conversation with people. I've actually went places to where I didn't know anybody. And I've met some awesome people. And I've made those connections. And making those connections and being put in a position to where I'm uncomfortable and out of my comfort zone, it has helped develop me. So there's so many barriers that in return that they have broken down in my mind, because that's where our barriers are, guys. And that's where we have to build ourselves up to have that confidence. And last but not least, we have to have a plan. There's nothing worse than me setting out saying I'm going to Chicago and I have no direction in which Chicago is, and I don't even know where it is on the map, guys. Never even take the time to look at the map or to pull up the directions. So if you're living your life without a plan, then how are you going to break down barriers? That plan written down, set in front of you, holds you accountable, and it provides you with a confidence that can break down any barrier. Because you know that it's right here. You have something tangible to look at. And that's not to say that those other things aren't going to pop up. Your past or opposition or unfavorable conditions, they're going to come. But with your plan, you have something to hold you accountable for standing firm on what you believe. And in that, you can have all the confidence in the world. Guys, I appreciate all the love. I see a few of the comments. I'm glad you're here, guys. It is just amazing to have such a wonderful support of people. Y'all are blessings to my life. And so I wanted to do this Easter basket giveaway because with everything that's going on, it's good to just be loved. And I'm just one of those. I don't go anywhere that I can't give or show an expression of love. And so that's what I wanted to do with this basket giveaway. Now I had about 20 of you guys register, and several of you registered several times. So I put all your names in a beautiful red basket. And before my husband went to bed, I had him draw 2 names. So instead of one giveaway, I had him draw 2. And I'm glad that he did, because there is one girl that kept telling me, oh, I'm going to win that basket. And she done everything to make sure her name was in the basket each time. And so she did. And she won it. And I wanted to bless somebody else as well. So the winner of our huge Easter basket is, as you can see, Miss Lartavia Cook. So Lartavia Cook, she won the huge Easter basket. So she can claim her prize. Then I went and I had another basket made here, and it's a little smaller, but it's still nice. Holds about a $50 value. And the winner of this basket, as you can see here, yeah, I don't know that it's focusing in there, is Miss Karen Warwick. So Karen Warwick and Lartavia Cook, you won the Easter basket. You other guys, I hope to be able to do some more drawings like this soon, especially if things continue to keep us in isolation like they do. I want to do something nice and let you show my appreciation and for you supporting me. And I just appreciate you guys. Tomorrow we're going to start our series on freedom in forgiveness. So tomorrow we're going to start a series on freedom in forgiveness. So I'm not for sure if we're going to have 2 or 3 parts, but that's where we're going to start tomorrow. I appreciate you guys joining me. Y'all have a good night.